15, 20 minutes.
What time did you call for the black and whites?
I didn't do it. I don't know exactly.
Is that recorded in your log somewhere?
No.
You testified that for 10 to 15 minutes, 4 detectives took turns ringing the buzzer that activated a telephone that you could hear ringing from outside. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
And would you say that that telephone rings for about a second before another ring comes on?
Oh, I don't know. There were 5 or 6 rings before it stopped.
Would you say that since you could hear it outside, it would be your opinion that clearly somebody could hear it inside if somebody was inside? Is that correct?
Yes.
And would you say that 10 to 15 minutes is a very long time to ring someone?
At 5 in the morning? I don't know. I don't know whether that is or not.
Have you ever called someone to try to get someone on the telephone and let the telephone ring?
If you favor the firebomb containment...
I don't think so, no.
Haynes has given us the leftover money from the police.
And the 4 detectives are now taking turns pushing
I don't
this
know
buzzer
how long
device
it'll take
on
you
the
to
gate.
get into the network. The gunman's there to
Well,
buy
I
you the
think
time
there were
you need.
3 of us
McCreary?
that rang it. I don't ever recall
The driver will
Furman
be
ringing
waiting
it.
outside on getaway.
Now,
They'll
Furman's
source a
role in
vehicle,
coming there was purely to show you how to get there. Is that your testimony?
An assistant?
And we have a winner.
You can ask.
No.
I'm not the one
Was he coming as a backup unit for you?
No.
All right, with the sad goodbyes.
Was he coming to help you investigate?
No.
Was he coming to introduce you to Mr. Simpson?
No.
Was he coming to help you in the notification?
He was coming. We were going to make the notification. He was coming to assist Mr. Simpson if he needed assistance.
And he had
All right, now
volunteered
let's
for
roll
that?
on this thing.
Why are you
No,
so
we asked
chipper?
him to accompany
Why you
him.
so
You
miserable?
asked him to
Must
come
be
with
an
you
age
to help
thing.
Mr. Simpson.
Great. Now there's something to look forward to. What's the plan again, man? And please, let it involve
That was
someone
part of the
shooting for
reasoning,
being
yes.
so goddamn miserable.
And Detective
What
Phillips,
is
why
this?
was he coming?
Pick on me day?
Same reason.
Look, I
He
know
was
I'm a
coming to
miserable old
see if he
prick,
would help
but
Mr.
give me a break.
Yes.
You
And where in your
Lester.
reports did you indicate
Shit.
So the plan was feeling sorry for
That
your ass,
this
right?
was your
I
state
miss
of mind.
Lester saying that shit, for sure. Let's feel sorry for Michael.
I don't know that I
White
did.
Michael, poor Michael, who robbed banks
and
for
where
10
in your
years, then got his
previous
slate wipe
testimony
clean.
before the grand jury did
Yeah.
Poor Michael, whose homies get into shit with the FIB out of the kindness of their own
I
heart.
think I testified they were there to
line.
assist us.
Man, where's my get out
And
of
where
jail
in your
free card,
previous testimony
motherfucker?
under oath
sorry.
at a preliminary hearing
You know
did
what,
you
Mike?
indicate
You're a real easy
the
dude
reason
to
they were
identify
coming
with,
was
man.
to help Mr. Simpson,
Poor
sir?
me. Poor me. Man, poor me.
I again
Drink,
testified
nigga.
they were there to
Okay,
assist us.
okay, I can see. Maybe I've been a little caught up in myself lately.
A little.
After
Just
ringing
give
the
me the
bell
plan,
for
okay?
10 or
All
15
right.
minutes,
Here's the
which
shot.
activated a telephone
We're
that you
taking a
clearly heard
chopper
ringing,
up to
then you
altitude.
decided to try
Jumping
to call
out
Mr.
and
Simpson
climbing
on
in
another
the
telephone?
bureau skylight. We hit the computer system. That might take a while,
That
so we
was,
gotta hold off any
yes,
resistance.
after
Once we're in the
noticing that
system,
the
we
place
download
had
the
private
files,
security,
Chopper picks us up.
requested that we get a
that was
telephone
real
number
simple,
from them,
wasn't it?
yes.
How
I'm
would that
informed
assist
now,
you
dog.
if the
So you want to
telephone
wallow
that
in
was
some more
currently
yourself
ringing was
pity?
not being
Get
of
another
any,
free therapy session?
value?
Actually, now that you
We were
mention
trying
Hey,
anything
fuck.
to make contact
Honest
with
and
within the
angry.
residence.
this is some of the
And
best
as
mental
a
health
policeman,
work
you
I've
have
done
the
in
ability
years.
to get the phone numbers
All right,
of
we're coming
residents
up.
of homes.
Chopper pilot, gunman, driver, and hacker should be ready. I'll
Sometimes,
radio
not
in.
all the time.
Guys, you there?
Did you attempt to get the phone number of O.J. Simpson through police channels?
Yes.
Okay,
What
I need my
police channel
engineer
did you use?
stationed outside the building calling
Contacted
in
the watch commander and
updates.
asked him to contact West Tech Security to see if they had
Here
any
we go,
phone
man.
number for
What
This
about
is
the
on.
telephone company? Anybody think of calling the telephone company?
it. Well, if it's a published number, you can get it. If it's non-published, you cannot
Houston's
get
pilot,
it.
So, and even
us
the
to
policeman
chopper.
can't get that.
That's correct.
So if you called up the supervisor at the telephone company that services that area and said, this is an emergency situation, identified yourself, we have to get in touch with Mr. Simpson, can you get the phone number? They would not be able to help you.
They would tell you to get a search warrant if it was a non-published number.
For an emergency.
For anything.
In contacting West Tech, did you ask them to come out to the location?
I didn't contact them. I think the thrust of it was to attempt to find out if there was any travel plans and if they had a phone number.
Did anybody ask West Tech to come out to the location?
I don't know that.
Did anybody check with West Tech as to whether it was Mr. Simpson's habit and custom to notify West Tech every time he went out of town?
Not to my knowledge.
You eventually got another number that rang with the same type of ringing that you were getting from the front door, is that correct?
From the front door?
Well, from the door, I'm sorry, from the buzzer outside the gate.
It was a telephone number that rang, yes.
And it was the same type of ring that you heard that when you pressed the button at the gate.
I didn't make the phone call, but I would say that was probably a good assumption.
Come on!
And are you aware of getting a recording from an answering machine?
I was told that, yes.
And you were told that the answering machine said, "This is OJ, I'm out of town. I'll be back on Monday."
No, I don't recall that. I was told that there was an answer, something to the effect, "This is OJ, I'm not home now," or something like that.
You testified at the grand jury that the only response that came on the machine was, "OJ." Do you recall that testimony?
No, I don't.
Did you try to use any type of bullhorn to get Mr. Simpson's attention?
No, sir.
Did you try
Come
to
on,
get
man.
light, into the house?
Alright.
Other than shining a flashlight into the driveway, no.
Regarding the lighting in the driveway, you told us that
Stupid.
the front door
You
was
went by
well
so
lit
slow.
when you arrived. Isn't that correct?
No, I didn't say that.
Suddenly I forget how
Are
to
there porch lights
parachute.
on the front door?
Come on.
I don't know that. I recall a light being on toward the front door, someplace inside the residence, and then toward the south side of the house. And then, as I recall, there was one on upstairs that could have been the same light that was illuminating up and down.
How many times have you been to that location?
Several.
How many times have you seen photographs of that location?
A million.
Several times, I don't know.
And it's your testimony that you don't know whether or not there are coach lights at the front entrance?
Oh, that's a possibility. I don't recall right now that there are coach lights there.
And isn't it true, sir, that there is a halogen street light at the adjacent corner of Ashford and Rockingham that completely illuminates the front door?
No, that wouldn't be true. The front door is recessed, as I recall. There may be a light there that illuminates part of the driveway, but the front door itself is recessed.
Does it illuminate the area walking immediately up to the front door, the brick area?
I could see up to the front of the house, yes.
And it's very bright in that area because of that halogen light, is it not?
I don't know whether it's real bright. I could see up there.
See clearly?
I could see up there. I could see there was no one there.
Now, at any time, did you give any directions to Detective Furman to conduct an investigation outside the residence?
Mm-hmm. I told him to go plant the glove.
You're in charge, is that correct?
I'm one of the people in charge, yes.
Detective Lang.
Yes.
The other people are there only to assist you.
Yes.
They're working at your direction now.
They're experienced police officers. They
I know what they're doing.
they don't necessarily work at my direction.
Well, you would not allow them to independently do anything at the Bundy crime scene, would you?
Sure.
I don't know what you mean by that. Independently do.
We can put
Any
it in
type of
cars.
investigation at the Bundy crime scene, all they were
Throw
allowed to do
cigarette
is
butts
stand
all
in
over
the
the
street,
crime
wait for you to come
scene.
up.
I don't care.
Isn't that correct?
Well, I wasn't there. That was not my order.
And so therefore you wouldn't allow them to do anything at the Rockingham crime scene, would you, without your direction?
Oh, that's not true. They're experienced police officers.
So they can do whatever they want.
No. That's misreading. Experienced police officers have the ability to work without direct supervision at all times.
So, in your opinion, Mark Furman could do whatever he wanted based on his experience at the Rockingham scene?
Ask me that again, please.
Based on Mark Furman's experience as a detective, which you were unaware of, he had the implicit permission from you to do any investigation he wanted at the Rockingham location.
I think the four of us were working. Yes, we're all police officers.
I want to make sure I have your answer
If you favor the
correctly.
fire...
That Mark Furman had the independent right to do any investigation he wanted at the Rockingham crime scene.
Sustained. Phrase question.
McReary? I got the drum.
Was it your state of mind, as one of the two
And we
lead
have a winner.
detectives, that Mark Furman had the right, based on the fact that he was a detective, to do an independent investigation at Rockingham?
All right, with the sad goodbyes.
Doink.
Sustained. Phrase the question.
Perhaps, Your Honor, did
Independent.
Detective Furman have the right to conduct an investigation at Rockingham without your
Agent Steve
precise
cleared
direction?
the Moose building in
Of course he
Palomino
did.
Highlands
He's
as a
a
base
Los Angeles
police
police officer.
And that's what he
All right,
did.
now let's roll on this thing.
Yes.
Why are you so chipper?
Even
Why you
though
so
he had been
miserable?
removed
Must
from
be
this
an age
case
thing.
Great. Now
and
there's something to
told
look
by
forward
you
to.
that the
What's
only
plan
thing he
again,
could
man?
do
And please
Right.
let it
was
involve
at
someone
Bundy
shoot me for being
was
so
to
goddamn miserable.
secure the scene and stay
What is
outside.
this?
Now at
Pick on
Rockingham,
me
he can do
day?
whatever he wants.
Look, I know I'm a miserable old prick, but give me a
He's free to
break.
conduct an investigation
You
at
and
Rockingham.
Lester.
Is that correct?
So the plan
He's
was
there
feeling
to
sorry
assist
for
me
your
in the
ass, right? I
investigation,
miss
yes.
Lester saying that
Did
shit.
you hear him?
Yeah, I was.
Yes,
I
I
don't
did.
know. I was Mr. Turner. I just did.
Poor Michael, who robbed banks for
While you
10
guys
years, then
were
got his
ringing the
slate
door, he
right
decided just to take a walk down
Poor
Rockingham.
Michael, whose homies
Yes.
get in the shit with the FIB out of the kindness of their own
Was
heart.
that
But
something
they
that
next on
you
the
asked him to do?
Man, where's my get out of jail?
No, but I don't
card,
have him on
motherfucker?
leash
I'm
either.
sorry.
He's a capable
know
man.
what,
He's
Mike?
capable of
You're a real easy
walking
dude to
around.
identify with,
I don't
man.
follow him at all
Pour me.
times.
Isn't he there to help you?
Man, pour me a drink, nigga.
That was part of his part of
Okay,
his assistance
I
at
can
that point.
see.
It's just walking around.
Maybe I've been a
Just
little
walking
down on
around.
myself.
Yep.
Sure,
Take a little walk.
sure. Why not? I
Keeping
did
strolls.
Okay. All
Throwing
right.
out cigarette butts.
Here's the
But it
shot.
became
We're taking a chopper
a situation
up
where
to
you were
altitude.
really
Looking
concerned
at
about
porno
people's welfare.
mags.
Climbing in through the bureau skyline.
This was a
Hit the
situation I was
computer
concerned
system.
about people's
It might
welfare.
take a while, so we gotta hold off
Concerned
any
about people's
resistance.
welfare,
Once
you
we're
could
in the
just simply
system,
take a walk.
we download the
I had a
files.
hustler,
Well,
man. I
I'm
was
sure
good
they
on
used
my
to the
walk.
wall.
I went into the
Walked
bush.
down toward
I'm informed now, dog.
Rockford
So
Gate.
you want to wallow in some more
Or
of
I'm
this
sorry,
self-pity,
Rockingham
get another free
Gate.
therapy
Uh,
session?
Actually, now that you mention it,
I don't know what his state of mind was when he
Honest
was
and
walking down
angry.
through there.
this is some of the best mental
Did he
health
call
work
you
I've
over
done in
to
years.
the Bronco?
All right, we're coming up.
He did at
Chopper
one
pilot,
point, yes.
gunman,
How did he do
driver,
that?
and hacker should be ready. I'll radio in.
I was standing
Guys, you there?
in the intersection or near the intersection of Ashford and Rockingham, and I saw him
Okay, I need my engineer
walk
stationed
a little way
outside the
toward me
building
from the
calling in
vehicle and
updates.
called, "Hey Phil, come over here."
What were you doing standing in the intersection?
I was
Hey, here we
standing
go, man. It's
adjacent or
on.
close to Detective Phillips, who was talking with one of the West Tech people.
Where was Detective Lang?
You Steve's pilot? Take us to the chopper.
Believe he was between me and the intersection and the Ashford Gate at that time.
So you had abandoned your attempts to try to get in?
And no, we were working with West Tech, trying to get additional information at that point.
What information were you trying to get from West Tech?
If there were travel plans, if they knew whether there was anyone home, if they had access to the location.
And you had to wait for somebody from West Tech to come out? Couldn't you get that via your police radio and communication system?
Could I have?
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Hey, everyone.
Well, I don't know. While we were trying to secure that through the watch commander, a West Tech unit drove up. Just drove by the location.
Just kind of coincidentally, huh?
Coincidentally, he drove by and we stopped him.
Had the black and white arrived at that time?
Job's a job, man. Let's do it. So, in short, thank you for your efforts. It means a lot to me. I picked you guys out.
I believe it was in the same time frame that the black and white arrived, yes.
When you drove up to Rockingham, did you notice the Bronco?
I saw the car parked, yes.
It parked unusually?
It looked like it was hastily parked.
Hastily parked?
Yeah.
Hey, come on.
Do you find that people who lock cars hastily park cars?
Come on.
That's subjective too. I guess that could be a yes or no either way.
How far from the curb was the front wheel of the car? Of the vehicle? Yes, it's a truck-like vehicle.
Closer than the rear wheel.
What's the difference? A couple inches?
I don't know.
Did you measure it?
No.
Did you ask anybody to measure it? To this day? From
No.
your photographs?
No.
Isn't it true, sir, that the curb area where there is concrete is 1 foot?
That's a possibility.
And that the tires on the front and the back are both touching that area?
As I recall from the picture, the tire in the back is sitting on the asphalt portion of the street.
How close is it to the concrete?
I don't know.
The fact that it was hastily parked, did that cause you any concern?
Not at that point, no.
Is it something you observed as a policeman?
Something I was driving the car, I would have
Okay.
either had to see the car or probably run into the car, yeah.
Have you described that as the rear end jutting out more than the front in any official reports?
Probably.
And you think that's a fair description?
Well, I think the rear end was sticking out farther than the front end, yes.
I'll set the charge.
Did Mark Furman have a flashlight when he was over at the Bronco?
Mark Furman carried the flashlight on his belt, yes.
What kind of flashlight?
Small stream light.
What size?
Yeah, no shit.
A small stream light. So he was carrying a little leather holder on his belt.
When you had a more powerful flashlight?
Yes.
Did he talk to you when he asked you to come over? To the Bronco?
He did when I got there, yeah.
Did he signal you over in any way?
No, he called me over.
What did he say?
Hey, Phil, come here, I want to show you something.
And what did he show you?
He showed me a spot above the door handle.
That's the first thing he showed you.
Well, I had been there previously.
Is that the first thing Mark Furman showed you, yes or no?
At what point, sir?
The time you were at Rockingham, the first thing that Mark Furman shows you a spot of blood.
No.
What's the first thing Mark Furman shows you?
I walked over there previously. Mark Furman was there. I saw he shined a light and I shined my light into the back of the vehicle. And then I walked back toward the intersection and that's when he called me back.
Did he show you into the back of the vehicle? Did he direct your attention to the back of the vehicle and tell you to look at something? Or is it your testimony that both of you simultaneously were at the back of the vehicle, both had your flashlights and both looked in and saw the same thing at the same time? Is that your testimony, sir?
No, he directed me to look in the back of the vehicle.
What did he do what did he say to you when you came over?
Okay, looks like we're in.
Good work. Start downout.exe and I'll do the rest from here.
I really don't recall the conversation other than he directed me to look in the back of the vehicle, and as I walked up, I saw a piece of wood lying on the parkway.
This thing completes its process.
Switch forth. David Gunn.
Just excuse me for one moment. And what did you see when you first looked into that vehicle from the rear window?
I saw a package, I believe addressed to Orenthal Productions or something like that.
Or something like that?
Well, I don't recall the actual address. It was Orenthal Productions or O.J. Simpson Productions, something like that.
Didn't you make a big point of saying it was Orenthal Productions and you knew that meant O.J. Simpson?
Well, I knew that meant O.J. Simpson, yes.
And I take it you took that as part of the evidence in this case?
Well, the entire car was impounded with it in it, yeah.
So that package is in evidence.
I don't know that.
You would assume that it's in evidence.
Well, the entire car was impounded, yes.
And everything in it should be in evidence then. Is that correct? Did you see anything else at that time in the back of the car?
Yes,
What'd you see?
a shovel and a piece of plastic, what appeared to be a folded up piece of plastic, and a white cloth.
Let me show you Detective Lang, your report again. That was
Detective Van Adder.
I'm sorry.
Detective Van Adder.
I said Detective Lang on his report. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
He's
I misheard you.
He's
Change of
Detective
plan.
Yes, I
Use
know.
the
I thought you
backup
said-
gear.
I thought you were
Make our
addressing
way
the
down the
detective.
building. Rappel off the side.
That's Detective.
Ah! They smoking us out.
All right. I want you to
Come on. Be cool.
report that we talked about before.
Go ahead.
That is the
Caused
follow-up
extensive
report. And
damage.
asked you
Explosion
to
went through a
tell
couple
us where
floors.
that report
Sprinklers brought the
indicates
fire
that you observed the shovel in the back.
Control, but be extremely careful.
I think we've had this discussion previously.
They're
It
coming
doesn't.
at us.
Download
And,
completed. Get the device.
You kind of say that like laughing. Is there something funny about it not being in there?
Nothing at all, sir. It isn't in there.
Is there anything funny about this examination?
Nothing whatsoever.
Did you find any plastic? Did you indicate in your report there was any plastic in there?
No.
Those are important things for observations for a detailed report, aren't they?
If they're important to the case, yes.
Door's
In
mine.
fact, you indicated in that report at that time Detective Furman showed you blood.
Stairwell's down. Let's go.
That's what the report says, yes.
That's not true, is it?
Well, I was there twice. He showed me blood at one point, yes.
The report is not accurate
Come on, man.
and is not consistent with what you just told us.
The report is an overview of the investigation. It's not a second-by-second account of what occurred.
Now, whether it's second by second, there are crucial things that are not included in this report that you testified to. Is that correct?
That's possible, yes.
And you told us earlier that when you wrote this report, it was an accurate report and there were no errors or omissions in the report, did you not?
Sustained.
Did you ask Detective Phillips to look around that truck to see if he could find any evidence?
Detective Phillips? No, I did not.
Did you ask Detective Furman to look around that truck to see if he could find any evidence?
No.
Did you ask Detective Lang to look around that truck?
No.
Did you look around that truck
Yes.
after you were directed by someone else?
Well, I walked out at first and then was called over to the truck.
So what you're telling me is there are 4 detectives, 2 lead detectives that are there, and none of you examined the truck with the exception of Detective Mark Furman. Is that correct?
He was the first one that did, yes.
And he's the one who discovered the blood drop on the door handle.
That's correct, yes.
Now, you heard him testify that there were blood smears on the bottom of the door, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Did you see those?
I did at a later time. I don't recall him showing them to me that night.
You previously testified you didn't see them, haven't you?
I saw a report that was done by the criminalists. I don't recall seeing them that evening or that morning.
In fact, you previously testified you didn't see any blood on the bottom of the Bronco, didn't you?
That I didn't?
Did not.
I don't recall seeing any blood on the bottom of the Bronco.
And where in the report did you indicate that there was, in addition to a spot on the door handle, that there was blood on the bottom of the Bronco, sir?
Where did I indicate that?
Yes.
Sustained, rephrase the question.
Did you indicate it in your report?
I don't know. I would have to read the entire report to tell you that.
Well, I don't want to interrupt the valuable jury time now. Maybe you can do that tonight, read that report and give us that answer tomorrow. We'll go on to something else.
You can comb through that before you go to bed
Jury should
tonight.
disregard the comment.
Because tomorrow there will be a quiz. Everyone.
The time sequence of arriving at Rockingham was at about 5:05.
Between 5:05 and 5:10, yeah.
Then you went to the front gate on Ashford and rang the bell for 10 to 15 minutes.
That's correct.
That takes you to about 5:20 or 5:25.
I got a good...
Approximately, yes.
And
And we have a winner.
at that point in time, Detective Furman starts to walk away
I'm not the one who's about to die.
from your group.
All right, with the sad
At what point in
goodbyes.
time?
Well, I'm going to ask you, at what point in time does Detective Furman start to walk away from the
That's a
group?
good sign. Michael
We
made
were
the
all
jump.
moving around there. We weren't standing in an outside cluster. We were all moving around.
No, but he went down Rockingham.
Yes,
Agent
he did.
Steve set up a base of operations at the Noose building off the Palomino
At one
Freeway.
point, I believe when we
All right, now let's
originally
roll on this
stopped the
thing.
first West
Why are
exit,
you
I
so
saw him
chipper?
walking up.
Why you so miserable?
Must
What
be
time
an
is
age
that?
thing.
Great. Now there's something to look forward to.
When
What's
it's
the plan
probably been
again,
around
man?
5:30
And
in
please
the
let it
morning.
involve someone shooting you for
At
being so
5:25,
goddamn
5:30.
That
miserable.
he first walked towards the Bronco.
What is this?
That I saw him,
Pick
yes.
on me
And the
day?
first time that you looked in the
Look, I know
Bronco
I'm a
was what
miserable
time?
old prick.
Just
but
shortly
give me
after
a
that, I
break.
walked down there.
You
Give us
and
an
Lester. Shit.
So the plan was
5:25,
feeling sorry
5:30.
for your ass, right? I miss
And
Lester saying that shit.
then you came
Shoot,
back?
Let's feel sorry
And I
for
walked
Mike.
back
Rich,
toward where the
white
West
Mike,
Tech unit
poor
was
Michael,
with
who robbed
Detective
banks for 10
Phillips.
years, then got his slate wiped clean.
Yeah.
Poor Michaels, whose homies get into shit with the FIB out of the
And
kindness of their own heart.
how long did you
But they
spend there?
necks on the line. Man, where's my
Short
get out
time,
of
he
jail
made a
free
phone call
card,
inside the
motherfucker?
residence and told me that he'd gotten a
You know what, Mike?
answer
You're a
phone.
real easy
And that's when you were
dude
trying to
identify with,
locate
man.
O.J.
Poor
Simpson.
me. Poor me.
Still
Man,
trying
poor
to
me,
this
a
entire
trick, nigga.
time, yes.
Okay.
And why didn't
Okay,
you ask
I
West
can
Tech
see.
for an emergency number for
Maybe
OJ?
I've been a little caught up in myself.
Well, I think that was the purpose of us
Just
asking
give me the
him.
plan,
And didn't
okay?
they have, in
All
case
right.
of emergency,
Here's the shot.
to contact his
We're
secretary?
taking a chopper up
I
to
don't know
altitude,
that.
jumping
Because
out,
you didn't ask,
and
right?
climbing in
I
through the
didn't
bureau
ask, no.
skylight.
And you didn't ask
Hit the
anyone to
computer
ask.
system.
I didn't even know
Might
that
take
he
a
had a
while, so we
secretary.
gotta
And
hold up
nobody
any
thought of that
resistance.
question, did they?
Once we're in
I
the
don't think
system,
that was asked,
we
not to my
download the
knowledge.
files. Chopper picks us up.
And then you went back the
Hey,
second
that
time
was
to look
real
at the
simple,
Bronco?
wasn't
I
it?
was called
I'm
back, yes.
informed
What
now,
time was
dog.
All right, we're coming up. Chopper
Around
pilot,
5:30.
gunman, driver, and hacker should be ready. I'll radio in. Guys, you
And
there?
how long did you spend at the Bronco at that time?
This Fed chopper's ready
Not
to
very
take us.
long,
Let's get
short
going.
time.
All right, I need IT outside the
We
FIB
spoke.
building. Ready for the cyber part of this op.
I'll be on standby, boss.
Hey, here we go, man.
Maybe 5 minutes, I don't know. I
That
don't know
takes you to
exactly.
5:35?
You
Approximately,
Steve's
yeah.
pilot, take us to the chopper.
And when you saw that little speck,
Everything's going good so far.
at that point in time, you wanted to check the entire Bronco to see if there was any other blood or any other possible evidence. Did you not?
At that point, I was becoming very concerned about the location. And I could see that the vehicle was locked. And my concern at that point was that maybe I had another crime scene or someone injured or hurt.
How could you see the vehicle was locked?
You could see lock knobs on the door.
What about the rear gate latch? Did you check that?
No, I did not.
So you don't know if that was open or locked, did you?
No, I don't.
Hey, everyone.
What was the difference whether the vehicle was locked or not?
Franklin here.
Did you want to get into it?
No. Not at all.
You had just come from a bloody crime scene. You are now at the home of somebody who had previously been involved in domestic violence situations. You see a shovel in the back and blood on the car, and you do not want to look in that car? Is that your testimony, sir?
No, my testimony is I was concerned with any possible occupants that may be at the home.
You've already told us that you were concerned about O.J. Simpson's welfare when you saw that, right?
O.J. Simpson and possibly a maid that was supposed to be there, yes.
And so you voiced that concern to the West Tech people, didn't you? Say, this is an emergency, we've got to find O.J. and the maid, didn't you?
I believe that was related to him by Detective Phillips, yes.
And you asked them to find emergency numbers so you could find O.J. because now an emergency had developed, did you not?
I didn't know.
You asked other officers to do that, didn't you?
I believe Phillips was doing that.
Was doing that?
Yeah.
Do you have any information that he did do that?
Phillips was talking with West Tech. I don't know that he asked him for emergency numbers. I don't even know that they have to this day that they have an emergency number on it.
You haven't checked that, have you?
No, I have not.
That wouldn't be something you'd want to know, is it?
At this point, I don't think so.
Your Honor, can you just tell me how long you'd like me to continue? I have a lot more material to cover.
A lot more?
Yes.
How about we talked about two other subject matters?
Yes, but it's going to take a while to get to those two subjects.
Well, I prefer you go at least to the quarter.
Thank you.
They'll give us the full afternoon session.
Thank you, I appreciate that, Your Honor. Thank you.
To the southeast
I
corner
take it
of
at
the
that
building.
point in time you immediately called the command post and said, we have a potential emergency situation here. We're going in.
It's locked.
No, I
I'm
didn't.
setting a charge.
Isn't that proper police procedure?
Hey, here you go, dog. That's a nice weapon.
That would depend on the situation.
Well, you previously testified under oath that you thought there might be suspects
External.
related to the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson at the OJ
22,
Simpson
62, 61, 22.
I was not really concerned with suspects at that time. I was concerned with the welfare of the occupants of the home.
Was that you previously testified there may be suspects?
Well, there could have been suspects there. I didn't know what was there.
My question was, have you previously testified there were suspects there?
Like I said, sir, there could have been suspects there. There could have been
Okay,
victims. I didn't
connection
know what was there.
established.
And it could have been a murder of a murder scene. You testified to that previously.
Certainly could have, yes.
And people could be dying there. You've heard testimony to that by other officers, have you not?
Well, that was my feeling too. That
People
was one
could
of the
be-
possibilities.
People could be bleeding.
Absolutely.
You could have a hostage situation.
That was a possibility.
You could have a kidnapping.
I don't know that related to a kidnapping.
Okay, looks like we're in.
Any possible scenario was possible. It could have been anything. I didn't know what was there.
No, I'm asking about what you or others have previously testified could have been the situation regarding your state of mind when you were at Rockingham.
Is that a question?
Yes.
My state of mind was I was concerned with the occupants of the home. I was concerned that I could have another crime scene. People could be injured. This could have been an extension of the murders that I had just left. There could be people down. There could be injured people. It could have been any scenario.
So this is where your adrenaline really starts to rush.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a fair statement with me. I don't have big adrenaline rushes.
No, you've been doing it long enough.
Well, I don't even
We'll need
think
that
it's
driver
that.
ASAP. Get her over the building.
I don't have big adrenaline rushes.
Must have been a pretty scary situation to go in that location not knowing what was there with your experience. Isn't that correct?
Hey, Chopper's here.
The process ain't finished yet.
Every situation you go into, you have butterflies because you don't know what you're going into.
And there are people who are specially trained for the situations you just enumerated, aren't there?
There's people specially trained for tactical
You think there's
situations,
enough of 'em?
yes.
Aren't there people specially trained for hostage situations?
Pilot signal is totally dead.
Tactical situation, yeah.
Well, I don't know what that
Don't
means.
worry,
but
we got a backup
hostage
plan.
situations, I know.
Well, a hostage
Use the
situation is a
harnesses.
tactical
Now
situation.
for
So
a
we're
few
saying the same
floors
thing.
down.
Yeah.
And aren't there people specially trained if somebody is dying or bleeding?
Be cool.
Guys, you there?
Yeah.
How
go
to
ahead.
save lives.
Pilot
You're not
crash
trained
caused
in that, are you?
extensive damage. Explosion went through
Well,
a
I'm
couple
CPR
floors.
certified,
Sprinklers
Are
got
you
the
but
fire
are
under
you
control,
trained?
but be
no,
extremely careful.
All right, got it.
excuse me, first aid certified. I'm sorry, I misspoke that. I think to take the time to call someone from another location to come and check that would be a dereliction of duty. I think it was our duty to go in there and look and see if there was something wrong.
Well, you've already been out there for 35 minutes and seemed to be pretty casual about what was going on. Now all of a sudden you don't have time to make a phone call with one of 4 officers to call for either a backup unit or call a command post and say, hey, I don't know what we have, but we better get some more support here. We better get some paramedics. We better get some emergency equipment. I really don't know what we have, but I'm telling you, my instincts as a detective tell me it is serious.
We
Did
called
you
for a
know?
backup unit. We had a black and white vehicle there.
But that was already there.
We called for him.
That was before you decided it was an emergency.
Let's go.
No, that was part of the process. That was the emergency came back from a set of circumstances that didn't all occur at one time. And that was a set of circumstances that occurred over a period of time.
So you had a patrol vehicle.
Hey, we got a problem
Yes,
up
that's
here.
correct.
Specially
Sprinkler
trained officers
system.
or not?
Can't see
Uniformed
anything.
police officers.
Man, can I have
How
to
many?
shut it?
2.
And did you give them any direction at the time they arrived?
I'm in the system.
I don't think I talked to them when they first arrived. I don't think I actually spoke to them.
Shutting down
You
fire
called for
suppression.
them. It was an emergency situation. You had to come out, but you didn't tell them what to do.
All right, boys.
I think we're talking semantics. I think you're relating to a tactical situation. I'm talking about an emergency situation. They're two different things.
Well, let's say it was an emergency situation. In an emergency situation, you called for a black and white backup. They come and rush to the location, and you don't tell them what to do, what the emergency is?
Again, I think we're talking semantics. I think what you're relating to is a tactical situation where you know the situation that you have.
We're getting out of
And
here.
you could
One
say
way or
that you
another.
have a tactical situation that's an
Keep
emergency if you know you have a
really wanna do
suspect,
this?
or you know you have a
This Irish
hostage,
Trump ain't dying
or
here.
you know for a fact that you have someone that's injured. We didn't know all these things. This was a situation that had to be determined.
So you don't believe in being prepared?
I don't understand. I don't believe in being prepared. I think I go into every situation attempting
Stay
to be
with
prepared.
me.
So at that point in
You're
time,
all dirty.
did you alone determine that it was time to jump over the wall?
There was a decision that was made from speaking with my partner and the other 2 detectives.
So it was a joint decision by you,
Let's
Mark
go.
Furman, and Detective Phillips?
Through
Mainly
here.
myself and Detective Lang.
Well, when you say mainly, did all of you discuss it or just the two
Well,
of
we
you
were all
discuss it?
standing there talking. It was a decision that was left up to myself and Lang.
And you both said, let's go in?
Exactly.
And you elected Mark Furman because he was the youngest and the most athletic to climb the wall.
That's part of the reason, yes.
Don't get cocky.
Did he have any protective gear on when he went over the wall?
No, he did not.
Did you have any protective gear on backing him up?
No,
Did any of the 2 other officers, detectives there, have protective gear on?
not to my knowledge.
Did anybody pull out any shotguns to back them up in case you were going to encounter a suspect or suspects inside?
No.
Did you notify the 2 uniformed officers to come up and back you up that you're going in now?
I think they were called to the gate to stand by the gate, yes.
They were?
Yes, I believe so.
Where in your report did you indicate that?
I don't know that I did.
Where in your previous testimony have you said that?
I said I think they were called to the Ashford gate or they came over there on their own when we went over the fence.
Are you telling this jury that you did not sit down with two uniformed officers, tell them what the emergency was, and give them instructions to cover your back because you four guys are going in?
They were told we were going in.
Did you tell them what to do?
To stand by the gate.
Just to stand there?
Yeah.
Did you tell them to get shotguns, get ready? This is what we've got, guys. This is a potential emergency. You never said that, did you?
No, again, Mr. Shapiro, I think you're confusing an emergency situation with a tactical situation. If I would have had a tactical situation and knew that I had a suspect, or knew that I had a hostage, or knew that I had a murder suspect in there, it would have been handled totally different. This was a situation where I was worried that something had occurred there, possibly like had occurred at Monday.
So now you're concerned with the health and welfare of O.J. Simpson and the maid, and you're going in to say, where's O.J. and where's the maid, right?
Where's anybody that may be at that location?
Well, you didn't know who was expected to be there, did you?
I had no idea, no.
So you didn't know what you were looking for. Is that your testimony?
I didn't know what if anything had occurred there. That's
so you didn't know what you were doing there, did you?
Yes, I did.
What were you doing there?
I went there originally to make a notification to meet Mr. Simpson. The two detectives were assisting me. Once I got there, the situation changed with the information we had received and the evidence that we saw.
And now you're going in to look for people.
That's correct.
You go to the front door and ring the front doorbell.
Yes.
You get no response.
That's correct.
Do you force entry?
No.
Why not?
Because at that point I didn't think it was appropriate.
Wait, you were very concerned at that point in time, weren't you?
Yes, we were making arrangements for a possible forced entry of the place.
Where have you testified to that previously? You didn't tell the grand jury that, did you?
Sustained.
Where in the reports did you indicate that you were making arrangements for a forced entry, sir?
I don't believe it's in the reports.
Who did you notify at police headquarters or communications that you were preparing a forced entry?
No one.
What preparations did you make for a forced entry?
Detective Phillips contacted the watch commander and asked him to send a West Tech unit back to the location that we may have to make forced entry into the location.
So, for an emergency situation like this, now you're going to have the security of West Tech going in with you. Is that your testimony?
Well, at that point, we had 6 police officers there, sir.
Well, you had 25 standing around the murder scene, didn't you?
Yeah, that's correct.
Did you call any of them over?
No.
They were only 5 minutes away.
That's correct.
Agent Steve set up the base of operations at the Noose building.
When you went in, did you start making some noise to try to arouse the occupants?
Why are you so
Yes, we were talking. We were knocking on doors.
Were you yelling?
chipper?
Why you so miserable?
No.
Must be an H.
Were you making your
Great.
presence known?
Now there's something to look
Well, I
forward
think
to.
our presence
What's the
would have been
plan
known.
again,
We had
man?
flashlights,
Please,
we were
let it
talking,
involve
we were
someone
knocking on
shooting
doors, we
so
were moving
goddamn
around the
miserable.
grounds.
You were talking to each other.
What
weren't
is
you?
this?
That's
Pick
correct.
on
You were
me
knocking,
day?
OJ, are you here?
I know I'm a
Is there any
miserable
problem?
prick,
Are you
but
okay?
give
Were you
me a
doing those
break.
things?
No.
You and Lester. Shit.
Did you
Plan was feeling
decide
sorry for your
where
ass,
to
right?
go?
I miss Lester
We're
saying
4
this shit, for
officers
sure.
coming
Let's
in,
feel sorry
virtually
for Mike.
unprotected,
Rich, White Mike,
are going to
Poor
walk
Mike, who
around
robbed
this
banks for
enormous
10 years,
estate
then got his slate
in the
wiped
darkness.
clean.
Did you make any plan as to how
Poor
you were
Mike,
going to
whose
protect
homies get into
yourselves?
shit with the FIB out of the kindness
That's
of
part
their
of our
own
job,
heart,
to
but
do
they
things
necks on the
like
line.
that. The
Man,
protection
where's my
was
kid out of
probably
jail
by
free card,
numbers.
motherfucker?
I'm sorry.
There was no
okay?
set plan.
You know
So
what,
you didn't
Mike?
say, you know,
You're a
one
real
guy will
easy
go to
dude
this
to
side and
identify
I'll
with,
back him
man.
up, and
Poor
you and your
me.
partner go
Poor
here, we'll
me.
back you up.
Man,
It's just,
pour me a drink,
okay,
man.
guys, let's see
Okay.
what we can find.
Okay.
You guys
I
started
can
walking
see.
around.
I never
Maybe
had
I've
the
been a little
feeling
caught up in myself.
that I was in a dangerous situation
Just
at
give me the
any
plan,
point.
okay?
I felt that I
All
might
right.
have an emergency
Here's the
situation,
shot.
but I never felt a personal
Taking a
danger.
chopper up to altitude,
At that
jumping
location.
out, and climbing in through the bureau skylight. We hit the computer system. That might take a
Did you
while, so we gotta hold
wanna
off
move
any
quickly?
resistance. Once we're in the system, we download the files, Chopper picks us
I
up.
don't know that that's true. I was trying
that
to
was
look
real
the
simple,
grounds
wasn't
over to see if I could
I'm
see
informed
anything on
now,
the grounds
dog.
as I was moving.
All right, we're coming up.
Did you tell everybody,
Chopper
let's
pilot,
check the
gunman,
grounds
driver,
first?
and hacker should be
Was
ready.
that your plan?
I'll radio in.
Well, I think
Guys,
that's
you there?
I think that's just typical police work. As you're moving, you're looking. I was shining my light under the trees
Okay, I
and
need
everything
my
to see if I could
engineer
see anything.
stationed
All right,
outside
well,
the
first of all,
building
when you
calling
come
in
in,
updates.
right to the right, you see a playhouse.
I'll be on standby,
Is
boss.
that correct?
Hey, here we
Yes.
go, man.
And you've been inside that playhouse, haven't you?
Haynes' guy?
I've been to
You gotta
sight of
take
it.
us
I
to
don't
your
know that
chopper?
I was inside.
Have you seen people inside it? Is it big enough for somebody to walk into?
Yes.
I take it that's the first place where you want to look, inside that playhouse, to see if there was any problem. Is that correct?
We were looking all over the grounds.
So you went in the playhouse, is that correct?
No, I didn't.
Did you open the door of the playhouse?
No.
I'm
Did
gonna
you
take
knock
us
on
up
the
to the
playhouse?
guilty
No.
spot.
Did you just simply ignore the playhouse?
The main concern was the residents at that point.
Feels weird not having Trevor
And
on
all
the
four of
deck.
you went to the
Feels
front door of the
okay to
residence
me.
together?
He
That's
might
correct.
be a better pilot, but I'm less inclined
How long
to
did
kill
you
you
stay
in
at the
your
front
sleep.
door?
Shit, that ain't what he says. Okay, I'm less inclined to stab you in the face
Just 3
and then
minutes,
do funny
something like
things
that.
to
Ringing
your
the bell?
corpse.
Ringing the
That
bell,
sounds
knocking on
about
the door,
right.
yeah.
Hey,
But not
everyone,
yelling or shouting
quick
or
pep
asking
talk.
for anyone
My
inside.
friend
No.
Franklin here called me out for being an
And then
ungrateful
where did
prick
you
on
go?
the way over here. I have to admit,
Myself personally?
I've been
Yeah,
remiss.
you.
I
Everyone's
walked
being
back out
paid
to
on
the
this run,
driveway and
except
walked
me. But it ain't great money
north
for
to
the
the
crazy target you're
east-west
drawing on your
walkway that
back,
walks
and
along
there's
the
a
north
good
side of the
chance
house.
this thing won't work at all.
Shining your flashlight,
Job
looking in
is
the
job,
bushes,
man.
looking in the
Let's do it.
shrubbery.
That's correct.
Was
So
it
in
dark back
short,
Yeah, it was
thank you
dark.
for your efforts. It means a
Was
lot
that
to me. I picked you guys out
kind of
especially
unnerving
for this
for you?
shit show. So
No.
take something
Not
from that
knowing
if
what you
will.
had back
There'll be
there?
more scores down the road, maybe a big one.
I think I testified I didn't feel any personal
But
danger
this
at any
is where
time.
we are right now. Let's try to survive it.
So there'd be
and
no need
achieve
at
our
any time for you
objective.
ever to draw a gun at that
Together,
location, would
we
there?
might not die.
I never felt
That's
that
what
need,
keeps me
no.
through this.
Hey, come on, grab the stick. You got it.
Did you tell anybody to go knock on any other doors? Was any instruction given by you or Detective Lang as the lead detectives there?
Was that a question? Is there any instruction? No, I think we were working as a group.
Kind of improvising as you went along.
Looking the grounds over, looking for people, yes.
How long did you spend looking in the grounds looking for people?
Well, this happened this happened the entire time we were there. When I was outside, I was looking around. I don't know exactly. We walked around the side of the house to the back. I was shining my light, maybe 5 or 10 minutes total. I looked the grounds over.
Was that enough time to look everywhere in those grounds?
Well, at some point there, everybody that was supposed to be on the location had been accounted for, and that's when I stopped looking around.
No, but you were looking for people who might be injured.
Again, at a point, people that were supposed to be there were accounted for, and that's when I stopped looking around.
When was O.J. Simpson accounted for? What time?
After 6 in the morning,
What time was he accounted for?
I don't know what time the
16:58.
phone call was made.
You don't have any record regarding what time the phone call was made?
Yeah, there are phone records. Yeah.
You haven't looked at those?
No, I haven't seen the phone record.
You don't think that's an important aspect of this case?
I can look at the phone record and tell you exactly what time the phone call was made.
You didn't keep any records regarding what time you did anything at the Rockingham location, did you?
16, 18, 58, 51.
Keep any records as to time?
Time anything
Okay,
happened at
connection
Rockingham?
established.
Oh, that's not true.
You did keep such records?
There's a search warrant that indicates items that were found there. Yeah.
Did you keep any records as to what time you did things at the Rockingham location? What time you
Okay,
arrived?
looks
What
like
time
we're
you went
in.
to the Bronco? What time you did everything you have testified to? Are there any such records, sir?
Other than phone
Okay,
records,
people,
no.
we're rewriting history.
And isn't that part of good record keeping to make sure that the chronological record is in order for all important aspects of this case?
That's part of record keeping, yes.
This is a good place to stop here.
Hey, we were prepared for this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take our recess to the afternoon session. Please remember my admonitions to you. Don't discuss the case amongst yourselves. Don't form any opinions about the case. Don't conduct any deliberations until the matter has been submitted to you. Do not allow anybody to communicate with you. Detective Antimatter, you may step down. You're ordered to return at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We will stand in recess as far as the jury is concerned until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I'd like to see counsel on the discovery matters after a short recess. All right, let's go. Thank you, Doctor.
I don't want to wait on that chopper. Bring it down to the building. Be ready to go.
Mr. Douglas, Mr. Bailey, people represented by Ms. Clark and Mr. Durr. Yes, we do. All right, either counsel wish to be heard.
Process ain't finished yet.
Oh, here. Wait on the signal for pickup.
One other matter before we get to that, Your Honor. Will the court assist us in the testimony of several witnesses? There's been mention of the homicide manual updated and also the LAPD manual. So the court will recall at one time we had a LAPD manual here that was sent back. Will the court assist, I think, perhaps both sides, in getting a manual, both manuals here today if possible?
Oh, shit, man.
Change
the plan. Use the backup gear. Make our...
Is that a yes?
Done.
Okay, thanks.
Way down the building, rappel off the side.
Your Honor, I would like to begin by extending my sincere apology, very sincere apology for being late this morning. I got on the freeway and didn't move for half an hour, but I understand, I left early thinking that would be enough time, but it unfortunately wasn't, and I do deeply apologize to the court for being late this morning. I don't know what else to say. With respect to the matter that the court wanted me to address this morning, first of all, as I indicated earlier, the statements are not relevant. First of all, in direct, the witness did not testify to any matters contained within the search warrant, nor any matters that would pertain to valid impeachment from that search warrant.
Yes. Detective Van Adder, would you step out and wait outside in the hall like this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
On
Ms.
your
Clark.
knees.
The issue here is really what relevance do these statements have? Under 352, there clearly is going to be undue consumption of time to admit them, number one thing, as a broad general issue. If the defense is permitted to go into this with respect to impeachment on the two matters that were indicated yesterday in chambers, then the people should be entitled properly to go into all of the matters in the affidavit that were correct. What we will wind up doing is essentially litigating the validity of the warrant in front of the jury. That the warrant and its averments are not properly before a jury, as is stated in 1530.5M. The sole purpose of litigating the validity of a search warrant is to determine whether or not it states probable cause. Probable cause determinations are not the province of the jury, they are the province of the judge. And the court has already made its ruling with respect to the validity of the search warrant. To the extent that the court deems it appropriate to allow the statements of the affidavit to be used as prior inconsistent statements, there is no inconsistency that it can be attached to. The trial testimony of Detective Van Adder is what we have to base the determination of prior inconsistency on. There have been no statements. There has been no foundation at this time, to this point, that would permit for the admission of the search warrant statements as prior inconsistent statements. Then, in that case, the analysis has to be a People versus Wheeler, a bad act analysis, and whether or not these statements amount to acts of moral turpitude. We submit that there is no way that we could possibly state that they amount to that, and in fact, by virtue of the fact that the court itself found, number one, that even though these were misstatements, they were not material misstatements such that they would invalidate the warrant as a whole. That makes them the court in essence has made a determination that these are collateral matters, because the statement about the unexpected flight to Chicago and the human blood on the Bronco door are neither of them material misstatements. The court found reckless disregard with respect to those statements, but nevertheless found that the warrant was sufficient and did state probable cause. But never did the court find them to be material.
Push, people!
That in itself indicates the collateral nature of this kind of impeachment. And that's really the essence and focus of the people's argument here, is that we have counsel attempting to open his own door, which is not permitted, for the purpose of cross-examining on collateral matters. People versus Reyes, 62 Cal. 3rd, 53 at page 62. People versus Taylor, 8 Cal. 3rd, 174, and People versus Lavergne, Lavergne, 4 Cal. 3rd, 735.
These guys again.
All of which indicate that a party may not cross-examine a witness on collateral matters for the purpose of eliciting something to be contradicted, which is what counsel in this case proposes to do. What is stated in the search warrant affidavit is relevant to what the witness is relevant to the validity of the search warrant.
So this is what's likely to happen is Mr. Shapiro will ask Detective Van Adder, did you make any mistakes in that search warrant affidavit? And he'll probably say, yes, I did. I made 2 mistakes or 3 mistakes, X, Y, and Z. And that'll be the end of it, right?
Ah, crap! They got it first!
What?
I mean,
Well, no, he may ask that. I would object as irrelevant. What he puts in it, what is put into a search warrant affidavit is not relevant material for a jury to hear, because
Detective Van Adder yesterday testified that he did take some notes, and he included in that definition the search warrant affidavit that day, if you recollect the testimony yesterday.
I recollect the testimony, but what I recollect is that was Mr. Shapiro's characterization and not Detective Van Adder's. And we can go back to that portion of the transcript, but as I recall, Detective Van Adder resisted that definition because it really did not comport with what his definition of notes were. And Mr. Shapiro kept insisting that it was part of his notes, but that was his characterization, not Detective Van Adder's. I don't think it was ever adopted by him. It was part of the things that he wrote in this case, you know, of the many writings that he's done in this case, with the chronological log, etc. But I do not recall the witness adopting that definition. That was those were words put in his mouth by Mr. Shapiro.
Let me ask you another question about the strongest argument that you raised is the collateral nature of the impeachment, or the evidence. Let's not even call it impeachment at this point. You indicate that then that would require you to go through the affidavit and show everything that was correct,
right,
to rebolster Detective Van Adder's testimony. Do you also think that that would require the proof of the substantive facts that are in dispute, the fact that this was an unanticipated trip to Chicago, and that at the time that the search warrant affidavit was written, no test had been completed with regard to whether or not it was human blood? My recollection of our discussions at the 1538 is that it was only a presumptive test of blood, and not a determination that it was human blood.
That's correct. What we'd be required to do at that point is to explain, through the testimony of Detective Van Adder and other witnesses, precisely what brought him to the point where he made those statements in the affidavit. With respect to the conclusion that it was human blood on the door of the Bronco, the people conceded it was a presumptive test for blood, and yet it was a logical conclusion that the blood placed on the door handle of a car would be by a human being. As we've stated before, I don't know how many animals know how to drive cars or could reach the door handle of a Bronco, and I don't think the defense is going to be able to argue anything to the contrary with respect to that. With respect, however, to the unexpected flight, now we're going to get into issues of what exact information was imparted to the officer who spoke to Kathy Randa, and what information exactly was imparted from that officer to Detective Van Adder, if any, and what witnesses talked to Detective Van Adder to cause him to lead him to the conclusion that it was an unexpected flight. We're going to now convene the mini-trial of the search warrant affidavit, and that will include not just of course, the statements that counsel wants to elicit as being incorrect, but then to bolster his credibility, we are going to have to go back to all of the numerous statements that were absolutely correct to establish not only the fact that this was not a sloppy job, but to establish also the fact that there was no intentional misstatement. Because obviously, if he's writing a warrant that contains such abundant probable
What's the
cause,
verdict?
why jeopardize it by deliberately misstating something to mislead the magistrate, which is what the defense is probably going to be arguing, that there was a deliberate attempt to mislead. Obviously,
11 seconds
when you
on the
have
hacker,
an entire search warrant where everything else is correct, and you have a couple of things that are arguably incorrect, and with respect to the unexpected flight, although factually incorrect, as we later determined, the issue is really what Detective Van Adder knew at the time, and that's another